I never imagined a single evening could change everything in a marriage. But that night proved me wrong. It started as a normal Wednesday. I came home after a long day at work, tired but expecting the usual warmth and laughter. My wife greeted me at the door, smiling, kissing my cheek. Everything seemed normal, at least on the surface. Dinner was quiet at first. We talked about our day in the usual way, sharing stories and updates. Then her phone buzzed. She excused herself to take the call, walking down the hallway. I didn't think much of it until I heard raised voices. Her voice, not mine. I got up, walking toward the sound. By the time I reached the living room, she was standing there, heatedly defending someone over the phone. It was her co-worker, someone she had mentioned a few times. Something about a disagreement at work, apparently serious enough that she felt the need to intervene. "Listen, it's not his fault," she said firmly, voice rising. "He did exactly what he was supposed to do. You can't blame him." I froze. That was the tone she used with me, the same one she would reserve for arguments we had. Except this time it wasn't me she was defending. It was someone else. A man. My stomach tightened. I waited until she hung up. She turned to me, flushed from the argument. "He's stressed," she said quickly, brushing off the tension. "I just wanted to make sure things didn't get out of hand." I nodded slowly, trying to swallow the lump in my throat. "I see." She noticed my expression. "What's wrong?" I took a deep breath. "It's nothing. Just tired, I guess." But it wasn't nothing. I realized then how much I had been ignoring, the way she would rally for everyone but me, how often she defended others' mistakes while silently judging mine. I thought we were a team, that we had each other's backs. That night I realized maybe we didn't, we moved on with dinner, though the air between us had changed. I could feel the tension building, each small gesture, each laugh at the wrong moment making it worse. Finally, I couldn't hold it in any longer. "Do you even defend me?" I asked, my voice quieter than I wanted but sharp enough to make her pause. She looked at me, confused. "Of course I do. What are you talking about?" "No," I said, shaking my head. "Not tonight. Tonight it was him. You defended him, over the phone. You didn't even think about me." She frowned. "It was work. It doesn't—" "Exactly," I interrupted, my voice rising slightly. "Work. Everything is always work. Always someone else, someone more important than me. When did I become less than someone to defend?" She opened her mouth to speak, but I didn't let her. I had rehearsed these words in my mind for months, and now they finally came out. "If you can defend him over me, then maybe this isn't worth saving anymore." The words hung in the air like smoke, thick and heavy. Her face went pale. I could see the shock, the disbelief. She had never heard me speak like this before. I had always been patient, always understanding, always willing to compromise. But something inside me had broken, and the truth had to be said. "I'm serious," I continued. "I can't keep pretending we're on the same team when every time it matters, I'm not. Not for you. Not for us." Her eyes filled with tears, but I didn't look away. I had seen too much, waited too long, and it was time for honesty. "I love you," I added, "but love isn't enough if it's always one-sided. If I can't count on you when it matters most, what do we even have?" She tried to speak, to apologize, to explain, but the words sounded empty to me. They couldn't undo the realization that she had chosen someone else, even if just emotionally, over the person who had always been by her side. I walked to the door, my decision clear. "I need space," I said, my voice steady now. "I need to think about what I want, and what I deserve." She reached for my hand. "Please, don't do this. I can fix it. I'll make it right." I shook my head, gently but firmly. "You don't get to fix this with words anymore. Actions speak louder than words, and tonight I saw exactly where your actions lie." I left the apartment, slamming the door behind me, not in anger, not in fury, but with the finality of someone who knows they can't go back. The city felt cold, quiet, yet strangely freeing. For the first time in months, maybe years, I felt clarity. That night, I realized something crucial. Betrayal isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet. It's in the moments when someone chooses someone else over you, when your trust is taken for granted, when loyalty is given to others while you're left on the sidelines. I walked for hours, replaying the events in my mind. I felt hurt, yes, but also a strange sense of empowerment. For too long, I had ignored the signs, made excuses, and hoped things would change. Tonight, I refused to hope for change. I chose reality. In the weeks that followed, I stayed distant. I focused on myself, my work, my friends. She tried to reach out, called, texted, apologized, promised she would do better. But I had already seen the truth, and the truth didn't require excuses or promises. It required decisions. I decided that love isn't just about affection, or shared memories, or comfort. Love is about respect, loyalty, and choosing each other when it matters most. And when someone doesn't choose you in those moments, you have to choose yourself. The day she finally stopped calling, I felt a quiet peace. Not victory, not bitterness, just clarity. I had spoken the words I needed to say, and I had walked away from a situation that no longer served me. Some nights, I still think about her. I think about what could have been. But I never regret the moment I said what I needed to say. Because saying those words didn't just mark the end. It marked the beginning of valuing myself, my boundaries, and my worth. Sometimes the hardest betrayals come not from lies or cheating, but from the quiet choices people make to defend others instead of the person they claim to love. And sometimes the strongest action you can take is to finally stand up and walk away.